The Volgar came out of the green rift, the way winter comes through a door left open. In ordered ranks, patient, professional, a real empire and not a mob of raiders. And in their hands, the swords glowed green. Anyone who had stood on the rampart knew that color. It was the color of the forges beneath the capital, where the harvest was rendered into steel. The enemy at the gate was carrying the kingdom's own darkest secret in its fists. 100 years of quiet selling had finally walked back through the door, wearing armor.
Viscount, the east is burning, a foreign army, thousands of them marching in ranks, and their steel look at it, Viscount. I have fought Harrow spawn my whole life. That is not Harrow. That is a forged sword, green as sin, made by human hands. Green steel. Pell, a captured enemy blade, and it came out of the Duke's own forge. Do you understand what we are holding right now? Do you understand what this is?
He did. Pell always understood first, and it always cost him the color in his face.
It matches. The maker stamped the alloy, the shipment number, all three of them. It is written here in his own ledger. East consignment, signed and sealed and paid. Harlan did not only bleed the wall to make weapons, he sold them to the Volgar.
The army invading us is carrying swords. The Duke sold them. For gold, for coin. That is not a harvest anymore, Pell. That is treason a blind man could see.
There is a special damnation for the man who sells the knife and the throat to one market.
This changes everything, and you already know it. So let me say it plainly for them. A court can study its rings, while the poor are quietly farmed somewhere in the dark. It cannot study them, while a foreign army cuts toward its gold with our own blades. The lie has finally become too expensive to keep believing. That is our one opening.
Then we stop whispering it in the poor quarter. We put it in front of the throne, the proof, the blade, the freed forge folk, and the army at the gate, all at once.
It is Roswain from the wall. The Volgar hit the rampart's flank 2 days ago. Green blades there too, and the grain the Duke cut never came. Not one wagon of it. The wall is fighting an empire on an empty belly, brother. His words, not mine. He says, whatever you are doing in that gold city, do it now. Do it today.
The wall he had bled to save was bleeding again, for the reason it always had. Because a man in a clean room had decided its people were a supply line and nothing more.
You want to walk into a throne room, pass the Duke's guard, and accuse the Duke, with a stolen sword, a stack of paper, and a crowd of freed slaves at your back.
With the truth, Mira, and an invasion outside that makes the truth suddenly useful.
Truth is powerless until the world is forced to need it by. That is the whole trick.
Then today the world needs it. Today it costs them more to ignore than to hear.
For a season, Aldric's manifests had been paper. Green blades at the gate made them a weapon. By dusk, the roads east of the capital had turned into one long line of the fleeing. Farmers with carts, woolfolk with nothing at all, children carrying children on their hips. The gold city, which had never once looked at them, now had to step around them. An invader is a simple thing next to a traitor. The Volgar believed the kingdom was theirs. Harlan had sold it to them by the crate, called it commerce, and slept well every night. And every refugee at the gate was one more witness the court would have to walk past.
Yes, I heard. An eastern incursion. Regrettable. Tell the council I am composing a response and find out precisely how many enemy blades have been recovered by our own men. Every single one. Bring them to me personally. Do not let the smiths examine them.
He was not afraid. Fear requires believing the world can one day hold you to account. Harlan had spent 30 years proving to himself, over and over, that it could not. He was simply tidying, the way a merchant tidies a ledger before an inspection. They went up through the gold city in daylight, which no one expected, and that was the point. Freed forge folk, with the burn scars still shining on their arms, walked at the very front. Behind them, the poor quarter. Behind them, wall grey veterans come south to say a name aloud.
No blades drawn until they draw. We are not a mob. A mob is what he needs us to be. We are the only people in this city carrying a fact, and facts walk in through the front.
Gods help me, boy. You make a war sound like a court appointment with better boots.
Stand down, no arms past this line. The council is in emergency session. Good, then everyone I need is already in the room. Announce me or do not. But when that army reaches this city, they will ask who stopped this at the door.
The captain looked at the freed slaves, at the burns, at the green sword in Aldric's fist. Then he did the only brave thing available to a man in his position. He stepped aside.
The Viscount Aldric, and half of this city standing behind him.
They did not sack the towns the way raiders do. They processed them town by town. Fire teams, supply teams, men whose entire trade was the taking apart of a country.
Mark the grain roads, mark the forges. The Grey Lord's map says 4 here. Burn nothing we will need in a month. We are not visiting, we are staying.
That was the sentence that should have frightened the Gold City most, had it heard it. The Volgar were not raiding Ironveil. They were opening it carefully like a seam. Hold the parapet, second rank, step up, do not let them onto the walk.
Sir, the men have not eaten in 2 days. The grain never came. It never came.
I know, fight anyway. That is the whole of the job, and it always has been. The wall had been starved by the same hand that armed the men climbing it. There is no word in any language for that particular arrangement of cruelty. So the wall did what the wall does. It bled, and it held, and it told nobody.
Easy, easy now. You are in the city, you made it. Let me see the arm.
They came through the green, girl. Out of the light itself in lines. And their swords, the same green. My boy said they looked like the wall's ash.
They did, they were made from it. Made here under this very city.
She had been a farm girl on a wall 2 winters ago. Now she carried the truth to strangers. It is a strange thing to be the one who has to say it kindly and say it anyway.
9 years. It goes back 9 years, Aldric, not 1 season, not 1 bad decision. Consignments east every spring since before the Harrow broke the 9th gate. He was arming them while we were dying on the wall and billing the crown for it.
Then we do not accuse him of a crime. We accuse him of a career. Bring all of it.
If they take this from me before the throne room, there is no second copy of some of it.
Then we do not let them take it. Mira walks beside you the whole way.
4 houses will stand with us when the blade is shown. Perhaps 6, if we are lucky. The rest will do what courts do. Wait to see which way the room breaks. Then agree.
Then we only need the room to break once, loudly, in front of all of them.
That is precisely why he will try to have you arrested at the doors. Not inside. Outside, you are a mob. Inside, with the blade in your hand, you are evidence.
Then we get inside. Whatever it costs at the door, we get inside. You want us to stand in a gold room and say what was done to us, out loud. I do, and I will not pretend it is safe because it is not, and you have earned honesty. 11 years they told us we did not exist. Now the whole court has to look.
Then we go, all of us. Let them count the arms if they will not read the paper.
It is one thing to be freed. It is another to walk back into the house that chained you. They walked back in. That is the part the songs afterwards always got right.
Every green blade recovered from the east, crated and out the south gate. The Duke says they are to be melted before first light. No inventory kept.
That is evidence in a treason matter, sir. There are rules about.
There are rules about who pays you. Load the crate and forget the hour.
He very nearly destroyed all of it. He missed exactly one because a scout had ridden fast. Whole kingdoms have turned on smaller margins than 1 blade and 1 tired rider.
The terrorist returns, and in a crisis, how very convenient for him. Guards.
Hear me first, or explain to that army why you would not. It costs you 1 minute. This is a Volgar blade, taken off the invaders burning your grace's border towns. Read the maker's stamp. It is the Duke's, forged under this city in his own cellars, and sold your grace, to the empire that is currently killing your people.
The whole did not gasp. It went quiet, which is far worse and far more dangerous.
The consignment is listed here. East 400 green-tempered paid in full, signed with the Duke's own seal, in the Duke's own hand, on the Duke's own paper, 400 blades. The scouts count the enemy's green steel in the hundreds. My lords, you are not invaded by a foreign weapon. You are invaded by our own.
That ledger could be forged. The boy is a known agitator. This proves nothing at all.
Then send for the Forge Master. He is in this room. He is one of the freed.
I made that sword, that one in his hand. I know the stamp because I cut it. 11 years I worked those cellars, chained. My lungs are ash, look at my arms. We were told it was for the wall. Then we watched the crates go east, not north. Every man who asked about it stopped coming to the forge, so I stopped asking.
A court can dismiss a ledger. It is much harder to dismiss a man with the burns still on him. Harder still with an army outside, carrying the exact swords he says he was made to forge.
Trade, my lords, trade. This realm has sold steel abroad for 200 years. That the buyer has since turned upon us is a tragedy. It is not a treason. Would you rather the gold had stayed in foreign hands? Every coin came home to this court.
You knew what they were. You cut the walls grain to feed the forges that armed them. You called my people a supply line, then sold the line to the men at the door.
I called them an expense. There is a difference, though I doubt you will feel it.
Stop, everyone, stop talking. I have sat in this chair for 3 whole years. In 3 years, I have signed everything the Duke has ever put in front of me. I signed the walls grain away. I signed the Eastern consignments. I signed all of it. I did not read them. He said they were routine, and I believed him because he was there.
A boy on a throne, told all his life to sign what the grey man puts before him, has exactly 1 moment in which he can become a king. This was his, and he knew it.
Duke Harlan Grey, did you sell weapons to the Empire now burning my eastern towns?
Your Grace, the question is rather more complicated than a boy can usefully.
It is not complicated. It is a yes or a no, and I am the one asking. Answer me.
I sold steel to buyers who paid, as this crown has always done, as it required.
Then that is a yes. Seize the Duke, now, on the charge of treason against the realm.
It was the first order of his life that had not been written for him by somebody else.
Guards to the Duke, you fools. The eastern stair, move now.
He is running, Mira, the eastern stair. Cut him off before he reaches the yard.
Do you imagine this is a defeat? I have been unmade in better rooms than this one. You have taken a title from me, boy. You have not taken one thing that matters.
Men like Harlan do not fall, they relocate. That is the whole difference between them and us. Cornered in the light, they walk calmly toward whichever darkness still owes them a favor.
He is making for the east yard. He has horses waiting by. He had them ready.
Of course he did. He had them ready before we ever walked in the front door.
Stay back, Wallrat. You have your throne room and your paper. Be content with it.
Malvain, you still do not know what he is selling, do you? You never once asked.
I know what I am owed. That has always been enough for me. Ride, Harlan, go.
Malvain would learn. Not today and not cheaply, but he would learn, and it would ruin him.
East, Malvain, to the only people left in this world who understand what I am worth.
You are riding to the Volgar, to the invasion. You mean to sell them the kingdom.
I mean to sell them the map of it. There is a difference, and it is expensive. Goodbye, Aldric. You have won a room. I am going to go and win the world.
A traitor unmasked and fled is more dangerous than one still hidden inside the walls. Now he has nothing left to protect but his grudge, and he carries a century of secrets.
He is gone, and he takes everything he knows about us straight into their camp.
He does, which means the war we are about to fight, he has already read the plan of.
Then tell me what to do, plainly, as though I were a soldier and not a boy in a crown.
Send the grain north to the wall today. Not tomorrow, today with your own seal on it. And then tell this city the truth out loud, all of it, before he tells it for you.
Both, do both. Eloin, write it so the poor quarter can read it.
My own lands are 3 days from that border. 3 days, Harlan, did you know? Did you know when you signed it that you were selling the road to my own gate?
I knew the price of steel. Nobody in this room objected to the price of steel.
We did not know it was being paid in the wall's grain and our own people's lungs.
A court will forgive almost anything except being made to look foolish in public. Harlan had made every noble in that hall a signature on a treason. They would not forgive it.
Look at it, every one of you. This is what your gold has been buying for 9 years. It was made by a man in this room, in chains under your feet out of the walls dead. And it was carried here by a soldier of an empire that means to open this kingdom. You do not have to like me. You do not have to believe one word I say afterwards. But you are all looking at the same sword, and you all know whose stamp that is.
There is a moment when a fact stops being an argument and becomes simply a thing in a room.
This is theater, a wall rat with a prop and a stack of forged paper. It is nothing.
Then read the consignment date, Malvain. The spring your own brother died at the gate.
Do not use him. You did not know him. You have no right to his name.
I carried him off the parapet. The Duke was selling east that same week. Read it.
Malvain did not read it. He looked at Harlan instead, and Harlan did not look back. That was the first crack. It would take 2 more seasons and his life to finish it.
He is out the south road with 40 riders. We will not catch him now, boy.
Then we stop chasing and start preparing. He gets to the Volgar either way.
You are taking that very calmly for a man who just watched his proof ride off.
The proof stayed. That is the difference between him and me. He took only himself.
It was the truest thing said in that palace all day, and nobody wrote it down. Harlan had 100 years of secrets. Aldric had a room full of people who had heard them.
Everyone who has ever advised me was paid by him. Every single one, Viscount. I do not know how to tell a good counsel from a bought one. I never learned.
Then learn the plain way. Ask who eats if you say yes. Ask who dies if you are wrong.
That is not how courts speak. Nobody has ever put it to me like that before.
That is why the wall trusts it. Keep it simple enough that the poor can check you.
Say that again slowly. I want to write that one down myself.
300 wagons went north before noon, which had never happened in living memory. The clerk said it could not be arranged in under a month. The king signed it in an hour.
Tell them the crown is sorry. Put those exact words on the first wagon. Sorry.
Kings do not apologize, Your Grace. It is considered a weakness by every advisor here.
Every advisor here was paid by the Duke. Put it on the wagon, Lady Eloin.
It was on the wagon. The rampart read it aloud twice, and then a third time, weeping.
Shields up, not proud up. The man beside you is the reason yours is there. You are not fighting for the gold. You are fighting for the row you are standing in.
We spent 11 years making the thing that is coming. We know what it does.
Then you are ahead of every recruit I ever trained. Again, from the top, shields up.
In 4 days, she made them into something the rampart would have recognized as soldiers. It should not have been possible. Anger is a poor teacher, but it is a very fast one. They read it in every square in the capital, and in the poor quarter twice over, that the Duke had farmed the realm's own people to feed a forge beneath their feet, that the forge had armed the empire now burning the east for gold by the crate. that the crown had signed it unknowing and would spend its whole reign unsigning it. A city that had spent 100 years looking at the floor had to look up all at once. It is a terrible feeling. It is also, occasionally, the beginning of a kingdom.
We made those swords, chained in the dark for the men now selling us out, so we know exactly how they break. Show us where to stand, Viscount. We will stand.
Not as a mob, as companies with the wall's discipline. Mira will drill you herself.
Gods help me. 40 years a night, and I am to make soldiers out of blacksmiths. They will do. Half are angrier than any recruit I ever had, and twice as strong.
The forge folk had made the enemy's weapons. Now they made themselves into one.
You have 3 days of pretending left, my lords. And then the choice makes itself. The Volgar are not coming for the wall. They are coming for the gold. For you.
We are traders, empires change, trade continues. We have survived kings before.
You have survived kings. You have never once survived a quarry. Ask the eastern towns.
What is it you want from us, Lady Aloan? Name the number and be done.
Everything. Every wagon, every coin, every hired blade. Or you pay it to them later.
Grain from the capital, with the king's own seal on the sacks, in 40 years. I have never seen a wagon come north that someone did not have to beg for first.
It is the Viscount's doing, sir. They say he made the boy king stand up in the hall.
Then tell the wall it came from the wall. One of ours went south and remembered us. It was 300 wagons. It was also the first apology the rampart had ever received. The men ate and slept and stood the next watch and did not yet know what was coming.
You won today. The court sees, the king stands, the wall eats. Say it out loud once.
We won a room, Aloan. He said so himself, and he was right, which is the worst part.
Then win the next one. That is all this has ever been. One more room than they expected.
Look east, that glow is not the town's burning. The town's burned out 2 nights ago.
Then what am I looking at? Because it has not moved, and it has not dimmed.
I do not know yet, but it is the same green as the blades, and it is getting wider.
The Grey Lord from the Gold City, you are expected. The Warlord will see the map.
He will see all of it. Every gate, every grain road, every hatred worth the name. You are buying 100 years of a kingdom's weaknesses in a single afternoon.
And your price, Grey Lord, every man who comes to us names a price.
To be standing on the winning side when the door opens. That is my entire price.
He had not fled to safety, he had fled to usefulness. It is the only shelter such men trust. And beyond the ash, the green rift showed what it truly was, to anyone who dared look. Not a wound in the world, a door held open deliberately by something patient enough. The first harrow, the guard that terrorized the rampart for a century, had come through it. It had been the smallest thing ever to fall through that door. The kingdom called it a guard. On the far side stood an empire that had learned to prop the door open and quarry beyond. Ironveil had spent 100 years fighting the splinter and had never once seen the hand.
Hear it plainly, all of you, because you have earned plainly. We are invaded. By an empire we armed. With blades our own people were chained in the dark to make. The man who did it has fled east and is, at this hour, selling them the map of us. For 100 years, we were 4 things that never once pulled the same rope. The golds, the wall, the court, the poor, and every one of them counted on that. So we do the one thing he swore we never could. We march east as one. Today.
Wall companies, form on me. Rampart discipline and the forge folk in the second line.
The counting houses will fund the column. All of it, put it on the gold's account.
The forges march. We know what they carry. We know exactly how it breaks.
And the crown marches, not behind, with, I have signed enough things from a chair.
It was not unity. Unity is a word for songs. It It was 4 frightened powers in one street, but they faced the same way, at the same hour, for the first time in living memory. They went east, in the grey light, and no house flew its own colors over that column. There had been no time to argue about a sigil, which turned out to be the making of them. So they marched under plain grey, the wall's color, and the only one nobody owned.
Keep the line, keep the pace, and keep your eyes on that green, all of you, because whatever stands on the far side of it has been watching us far longer.
The war for a story had become a war for a border. Now it would become a war for the door.